What the fuck is up, Ty? How are you doing?
Hello, Eric. Hello, breadheads. Welcome to another episode of Think Fresh Podcast. I am doing excellent today, Eric. I am on cloud nine. I'm sipping a lager. I know you're a lager lover.
Hmm.
Eating some 7-layer dip. That's so many layers. What's
That's
good
too
with
many
you?
layers for me. Pretty good. I'm on cloud 12. But I'm not sipping on any kind of lager right now. I am preserving my body, my temple, so I can
Mm.
get in a nice little 10K run tonight. Um, I gotta ask though,
I think I'm Team Ukraine. I feel like I'm obligated to say that
I
publicly.
haven't decided yet. I haven't seen enough information. Um,
So,
there's two sides, so I don't want to, reserve any judgment, but uh,
mm, that's really empathetic of you, Eric. Um,
you're welcome.
I mean, like, I think you could probably lean to the Ukraine side right now. And I also think you could probably lean into some lager before your run, Eric. I have a
Ooh,
few like track and field friends, and they love to do these like beer miles. Have you ever done a beer mile?
oh no. Yeah, it sounds kind of familiar. I think you like chug a beer, run a mile, and then chug another beer. Is that,
Mhm.
am I close?
Yeah, totally. And the better you get at running, the more you just do that cycle until someone starts vomiting.
Uh-huh.
Because like if
Oh,
you can
okay,
run
so
like 20K, that's a lot of beers.
that's a lot of beers. And then the first person to throw up, or if you throw up, you're out. You're eliminated
Yeah,
from the race, right? You're dumped.
yeah, definitely. I think it's a
Okay,
game of
great.
like resilience.
Huh. So are you able to like do some kind of like speaking of Russia, some kind of juicing in this like competition? Like, are you able to take, your beers, keep them outside and like make them go flat first? Because a flat
Just like
beer will
only
go down
drink
much
cast.
easier.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
you're
exactly.
smart. That's a bit
Hmm.
fraudulent, but I think it's creative enough that I would allow it. I appreciate
Yeah,
the
right?
novelty. Hmm.
Yeah, or even like a Guinness. Like you're not gonna like huck up some Guinness on mile 12, you know? You're gonna be like keeping that thing
Mm.
down, hopefully.
Hmm. Could you? It would be kind of cool to do like a 6-inch mile, where every mile you try to eat 6 inches of sandwich and you go until you puke. Like, do you think you could beat me in that sport? 'Cause I don't think you could.
Oh, 100% high. You might be better at tennis after a few beers, but I'm better at everything else after a few inches.
I really doubt that, Eric. I can really put things away. My secret strategy to consuming more food is I wiggle my body and then all of the food settles at the bottom of my stomach, creating a large, like extra gap of space at the top of my
Mm,
stomach to hold
hmm.
more inches of footlongs,
I heard a
inches of
similar
sandwiches.
story at the show called like My 400 Pound like Wife or something. They said like, oh yeah, like they're like, how do you keep fucking eating? And they're like, I just take like some breaths and I keep going. Like it's just like that simple, I guess. So maybe you're right, Ty. If you do a little wiggle, the little ice spice, shaking my ass, let the
Hmm.
sandwich settle, you might beat me.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think. Oh, and also you're eating like a veggie delight, which is just like you know, not as hard to consume compared to the supreme meats. But
It's a strategic sandwich choice in this hypothetical event. I mean, I think that Eric, I think you're right though that like just a deep breath could do it. It's more of a mental game than a physical game. Uh, Mind
correct.
over matter or heads over bread, if you will.
Yes, heads over breads. Um, Damn. Well, we're gonna have to put that to the test one day. If we did like a um, Twitch stream or some shit of this podcast, get the breadheads together and
Hmm.
maybe do like a live event. Winner gets like flown out to Vancouver, lunch on us type of thing.
Hmm. Yeah, as long as they stick to the classic menu, I'm fine with that. I'll endorse that concept.
Yeah, and you're flying Alaska Air, unfortunately, but uh,
we put we put you on economy class Delta.
exactly. You're gonna be on standby actually. You're gonna have to go to the airport 8 hours early and just
Hmm.
pray that no one shows up to your flight and then you'll get on. Have you
Hey,
ever
but
done that?
I've never tried that, Eric. I don't think it would be a good idea. I would get too loaded at the terminal bar on Campari spritzes, waiting for the 7 hours for my next flight.
Yeah, I love a good airport lounge, Thai. I have yet to go to one, but now that I am a certified Amex Platinum holder, I will be visiting a lounge soon and seeing if they'll make me a footlong there.
You think an airport lounge is gonna put together a footlong for you? I know they go to incredible lengths to
Mm,
appease their like platinum and gold star holders. They're Star Alliance members, but
hmm
I don't think they're gonna be like dummying together a sandwich for you.
I mean, one can hope. I can, flash the Centurion card, and then pray to, have some vegetables shipped in. Like we have planes coming in every minute at an airport. Why
Mm.
isn't, there's got to be some leftover catering on one at least, or maybe, it's coming from Italy, get some nice little Roma tomatoes on there.
Fresh from the Mediterranean.
Absolutely.
I've never been in one of these like airplane lounge spaces. I'm not a member. I don't collect air miles or any of that bullshit. I don't believe in air miles. Uh, the concept is so silly to me.
The
Like
fact that you like believe in crypto but not air miles is so funny because you can actually like you can use air miles on more things. More places take air miles than fucking Bitcoin. Do you realize that?
it is weird when you think about it. So is air miles the original like digital currency? Because
Dude, yeah.
there's no
Starbucks
physical air
points are.
miles. Yeah, between air miles and gold stars from the Bucks, those are like the probably like pioneers of digital currency. Hey, that's kind of whack.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean like think about it. Why why hasn't there been a Bitcoin like earlier?
Hmm.
We've already had fake currency. Why is Bitcoin just popping off now?
Yeah, I don't think we need to get into it. I'm sure it has a lot to do with the underlying technology, and I'm not really sure what the underlying technology of air miles is, but I can tell you that the underlying narrative is bullshit, and
Mm.
it's just like I don't know. Are you actually gonna? Do people actually use their air miles?
Dude, of course, dude. Are you kidding?
Do you
If
collect air miles?
Of course, I clicked Amex points, and um, I mean, yeah, I can't call them bullshit when I'm like sitting on a free flight to Europe.
I like to pay for my flights. It feels good. It feels like I earned it then.
Yeah, I like to freeload, I'll be honest. But I would like to collect enough. I wanted to start saving enough so I can fly in first class for free. I think that would be an
Mm.
amazing upgrade, a big flex.
I guess that's a good use if you can use it too. Like get a little closer to the front of the plane.
I would do anything to get closer to the front of the plane, much like the front of the
Damn.
line at Subway, dude. If there's like a Subway preferred card where I could skip
Hmm.
the line at Subway, you bet your ass I would be collecting points on that thing.
Yeah, dude, I would go for that. Air inches. You're
Inch
getting 1 inch
miles.
close. Yeah, 1 inch closer to the sneeze guard.
Wow. Dude, about time they start taking that thing down. Hey, when are we gonna stop pandering to the COVID uh, sympathizers?
Hmm. I guess the sneeze guard has always been a permanent fixture of a subway establishment. Pre-COVID, the sneeze guard existed. Post-COVID, will the pendulum swing so hard that they remove all barriers?
Hell yeah, dude. We're gonna
Hell yeah.
pardon we're we're gonna pardon sneeze guard manufacturers
Hmm.
and let them know that we no longer need their service.
Yeah, and while they're at it, let's take the windshield out of my car.
Yeah, yeah, dude.
I want to
Want to
feel
feel that?
alive. I want to feel a breeze in my face.
Yeah, absolutely. Mouth full of bugs when you drive, back home.
Hmm. I like the idea of ditching the sneeze guard completely, Eric. I think the pros of being able to take a more like realistic gander of the vegetables, like I'm garden side, I'm maybe getting my hands in there and grabbing something for a taste test. I think that outweighs the con of like the old man next to me sneezing all over the tomatoes.
Exactly. And when you ask for a free cucumber sample of the latest sauce, you
Hmm.
don't need to like reach over the sneeze guard. You can just dip it in yourself, like much like that 7 layer dip you have waiting for you.
Oh, dude, I'm loving 7 layer dip right now. I actually think Subway could make 7 layer dip an offering on their menu. because they have so many ingredients that are already in the traditional dip, like the sedimentary layers of the dip.
Absolutely. Okay, so wait, can you just, seven layer dip, maybe not as familiar to everybody. What are the seven layers?
Ooh, good question. So it probably varies dip brand to dip brand, but I say like typically you have like a mushed up refried bean, you
Mhm.
have salsa, sour cream, guacamole, some cheese, some olives, and like a jalapeno maybe.
Ooh,
How does that sound?
dude, that sounds fucking delicious. Back in my deli days, Ty, I would craft a seven layer dip.
You just take a few scoops from the buckets around the deli.
Yeah, exactly. There's buckets, and there's like a tube of guac. You just like cut the corner off, and then you just like
Mm.
squeeze it into a little plastic container. It took a lot of finesse to like layer the dips in a way that they wouldn't like mush together, and you would have to like optimize for like the cross section to be visible on the outside, because you want to see the layers. You can't just be like, I'll take your word for it. No, I gotta see which the layers are.
All neurotic customers need evidence that there is truly seven layers to this dip. Otherwise, they want their money back.
Absolutely. It came in two sizes, Ty, a large and a small. Small was more of a
Wow.
personal size, but a large would be something you'd bring to a influencer activation, like kind of like the Rimowa Porsche party.
Right, right. I always roll up to my influencer activations with a potluck style dip.
Dude, it's such a party starter. Are you kidding? Like, you know how boring that place probably is before you roll up with like the kipasa chips in one hand and then a seven layered dip in the other. Like, oh man,
Oh yeah, dude. I got the veggie tray and the hummus. The Insta hotties love the hummus.
Insta love a good hummus or an artichoke dip.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So, okay,
Hmm.
so here's what I want to do. I want to go up to Subway. I want to say, like, I want the salad. And they're going to be like, ooh, feeling risky today. And then I'm going to say, and no lettuce. And they're going to be like, what?
Oh
And then what I'm
shit.
going to do is going to be like, can I get a few big ass dollops of tuna in that bowl? And then I'm going to
Oh,
say, can you layer on some tomato slices? Then gloop some guacamole in there. Then squirt, squirt mayonnaise, big, thick layer.
oh man.
Sprinkle a little shredded cheese, black olives, jalapenos, bing, bang, boom. I just made a seven layer dip at Subway.
Wow, dude. Salad or dip, you decide.
If you, yeah, it really, all that makes it a salad is that it's in a bowl and you eat it with a fork.
Absolutely correct about that. I think you should dice the tomatoes if possible. It might be a
Mm,
special request. Do you think you can like customize the format of your vegetables at Subway? Like, can I tell them like I want diced tomatoes in there? I want little salsa.
yeah, 1000%. When I got that rice bowl on that one fateful night at Subway with you, they actually tried cutting up the tomatoes for me. It's weird because they use the serrated bread knife to do it, which is a
Yeah.
little bit janky, but
Oh yeah.
absolutely, what an unlock, hey?
Mm. Dude, and why did you? Okay, the little tiny bread knife is neither here nor there because one, it's serrated, but it's so small that you can't even like cut the sandwich in half. Like, why do they use like the smallest sandwich to do that? Or the smallest knife to do that, I mean. Like it doesn't even work. Do you think they do that
Yeah.
just so the sandwich looks bigger?
Wow. It's an optical illusion.
Yeah. It's
I
kind of like
wouldn't
when
put
when a
past
girl
Subway.
has small hands, you know what I mean? It's like it's a good boost for the ego.
Wow, it's quite literally that. I would go as far as to suggest that Subway is like making preferential hiring decisions based on the physical size of the sandwich artist and the sandwich artist's hands. Because an artist with smaller hands, it's going to make that foot long look ginormous.
Oh yeah, dude, it's gonna look like it's 14 inches.
Damn. I would be yo, I bet you Subway's doing this right now. They probably like have like a part of the interview process is you put your hand next to a foot long and they like take some measurements. And I bet you they only offer one size of glove, extra small.
Wow. You're probably right about that. Or even extra large, make it look even smaller.
That's so smart, Eric. So like even wow. I'm blown away right now at the idea of this. Like, if they're not doing this strategy, they probably should be. I'm totally
Hmm.
an equal opportunity employer, but I feel like in some business cases, it just makes more fiscal sense to hire from a select few.
Hmm. Exactly. When I'm at Subway, I want my, artists to have small hands. When I go to Cactus Club, I want my waitress to be a bottle thought.
Hmm.
It's all just like, part of the job. It's like the unspoken part of the job description.
Hmm. Yeah, it's all about being brand propelling, I guess, whatever the brand may be.
Exactly. Hooters has gone downhill.
Well, I feel like Hooters didn't double down on their
Whoa.
like people offering. Double
They didn't
down.
they didn't double D on their people
Double D for
offering.
short, yeah. I feel like
Wow.
because they wear too hard out of the gate. I think like all brands need to like ease into that concept and then ramp up discreetly. But they put like boobs in the logo, you know?
Exactly. Boobs, owl eyeballs, you decide, but they should just replace with the OVO owl.
Mm,
Drake should open his own Hooters. You know what I mean? Like, why isn't there
yeah,
like a Toronto version with the OVO owl for the eyes? You know what I mean? And then like all the girls are like Habibis.
that's a pretty cool idea, Eric.
Yeah.
Drake, if you're listening, you can have this one for free. You can call it Tutors or something to get around copyright infringement.
Exactly. Tings are a guan.
I think the Hooters logo rendered in that OVO gold color would actually look kind of dope.
Dude, wow.
Wow, I'm gonna mock this up afterwards.
That is pretty good. Um, isn't Drake opening up like a club or something or a venue? He posted about this like a year ago and or maybe 2 years ago, and then COVID happened, and it might have shut
Mm.
down the entire operation. But I'm pretty sure he opened like a venue for artists to perform at. I'm not sure if
Is it a
that industry needed to be disrupted, but he's working on that.
yeah, leave it to Drake to change the game, right? The live event industry.
Exactly. So I don't know what happened to that tie, but that would be like a prime place to experiment with this kind of concept.
Okay, I think that's interesting. I wonder if like in Toronto there's Hotel Drake, and I don't know if there's any association with musician Drake. Do you know?
I don't know. There's also a Drake Street here in Vancouver. Um, don't know if that has any association with our prime minister, but it could be.
Okay, I just Googled it. It doesn't sound like Drake owns the Drake Hotel.
It's probably on
Huh.
their FAQ page.
He just licensed out the name. That's pretty
Yeah,
cool too.
yeah. Well, it is what it is. Um, what else we got for today, Ty? Any news? Any Subway news? What's going on in the world of Subway?
I haven't heard anything new. I did want to reflect on like a very consistent news story that I'm seeing, Eric, which is
Hmm.
kind of a byproduct of our earlier conversation. And that's that
Yeah.
Subway knives, those dinky little knives,
Hmm.
as like a repercussion of them reducing the knife size to enhance the footlong physique. um, Knives keep ending up in footlongs. Like people are constantly posting to Twitter. They bring home their sandwich or they open it up in the restaurant, and one of those 6-inch knives just made it
Oh,
just climbed in there like a little worm
wow.
between the
What a
bread.
great going away gift or like take home gift. That's actually
Mm-hmm.
amazing. You get to have an official Subway branded, piece of equipment in your home kitchen.
Yeah, I think it's sweet too. It's like getting a toy and a Happy Meal. But everybody that complains about it on Twitter is freaking out like they were just assaulted. Like
Yeah.
Subway
But
did it
people are
a
like,
terrible injustice. They got a free cutlery out of it. Like,
yeah, people are retarded. Like they're gonna you're gonna swallow a whole knife. Come on.
yeah, you'll be one bite into that and you'll know it's a knife. And I hope for your sake it's handle first, but even
Oh,
if it
that's a
isn't,
good
you'll
point.
probably be fine. That shit's dull. Like I've seen them try to cut a sandwich with that. They're not gonna cut your mouth with that.
Yeah, you're right. whenever they try to cut a sandwich with that thing, both ends of the sandwich come up like a V.
Mm-hmm.
And it just looks like you're strangling the sandwich to death.
Damn, yeah. Like they'd have better luck grabbing the sandwich from the middle with two hands and tearing it apart like they're trying to rip a phone book. Like that would probably get a
Wow.
cleaner, faster cut than the knife, and it'd also be more entertaining to watch.
Absolutely right, Ty. Um, wow. Well, I'm feeling pretty inspired after that conversation, and hungry. I haven't had lunch today. Have you had lunch today, Ty?
Other than the 7 layer dip I've been dabbling in, I haven't eaten anything.
Oh, dude, you've just been dabbling in some dip.
Yeah, I'm here for it though. I feel like 7 layer dip is so dense, Eric, that it is a meal. Like people it say it's fronting as an appy, but that shit's a meal. It's so thick.
Hmm. Dude, you know what's a meal, Ty? I ordered, I ordered some delivery last night. I ordered some Greek food, okay, from the old
Okay.
Stefo's Greek Taverna here in
Mm.
Vancouver. Have you been there? You've been there.
I walked by it.
Oh yeah, buddy. This place, so their portions are so fucking huge, bro. I had the go-to like I get this every time, the spanakopita. Okay,
Hmm.
it's like the filo pastry with cheese and spinach. It's just absolutely divine. Um, some calamari, obviously, and then I had
Hmm.
this like lamb dinner, and this
Mm.
thing was like a whole fucking animal, bro. It was so big, and I had like so much rice and potatoes. I could have just split that with Bay, and we would have been full. But instead, Bay and I split just one entree and two happies, and
Hmm.
we were so stuffed, we like couldn't even finish. We left like half of it. What do you
Damn.
think about that?
Well, this is the weirdest thing about Greek food is that their their meats are always so meaty. Like they'll just be like, "You want lamb? We're just gonna give you like a whole rack of it, a whole shank of
Hell
lamb,"
yeah, dude.
And they don't do too much to it. They keep it pretty simple. Like
Hmm.
other like cuisines, they kind of work the meat, the protein into the dish in kind of more creative ways, but not in Greece. Greece, they just like plunk. Here's the meat.
Yeah. Would you like some lamb? Here you go,
Yeah, schmack.
dude. You gotta respect it though. I love it, and honestly, I'm just gonna order one thing for both of us next time because it was that big. But I can see why like Greek people are just like fucking huge. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Like strong and like fucking like scary. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude,
Because
they're
when
roided
they
off
eat like
that
that,
lamb protein.
absolutely. But yeah, it makes me honestly, I'm craving it again tonight. So we'll see how that goes. Uber Eats hit me with that discount code immediately after I purchase.
That's
That's how they
good.
get you.
Yeah, that's how they retain you.
Exactly.
Eric is an Uber Eats loyalist.
Hmm. I would never sign up for their loyalty system though. I'm not in their little chess game.
Yeah, I know that. Like, honestly, Uber Eats is trying to foster this like reliance or like almost like an addictive relationship with their program. They know that if
Yeah.
they can hook you, they'll have a customer every single day for dinner. And
Mm.
it's a bit psychopathic the way they're approaching it. And I feel like they're using like the same tactics that like a casino would use to get you to hooked on gambling.
Hmm.
So
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know if it's a little bit dark, a little shady what
it
they're
is.
doing.
Any of these you know, programs or like, loyalty things that like encourage like just bad behavior. Like I don't want to
Hmm.
be ordering on Uber Eats. Like I'm only doing it because I'm in a pinch. You know what I mean? I don't want to be like, I don't know, cooking and cleaning tonight because I just don't have time. Like it's late. I got back from tennis, blah blah blah.
Hmm.
So I just want to order something, but I don't want to like make a habit out of this, or even worse, invest into this membership where the more I use it, the more I'm rewarded.
Hmm.
And so that's just a bad cycle to be in.
It is. It's like it's okay if you're like having a weak moment or you're having a bad night and you're just like, I'm just gonna make some Uber Eats happen. But they're
Hmm.
preying on like the weak minded and the weak stomached every single day and trying to get those people turned into Uber Eats zombies.
Hmm. Bingo. Well, ain't
Like
no
don't
zombie over here.
No, I'm not sucking from Big Uber's teat because I don't need that juice.
Exactly. Who's the Uber CEO? Do we know?
It was that Trevor dude that got ousted, but I don't know if he's still there.
Yeah.
Uber CEO. He was cool. I thought he was a great CEO. Like, because he was controversial, but not in like wanting the spotlight kind of way, like not an Elon type that like is narcissistic, more like controversial because he was like trying to get away with things. And I think that's way
Mm-hmm.
funnier, like way more sly.
Mm-hmm. More sly, more funny for sure. More problematic for sure.
Hmm.
Um, just like this podcast tag, funny and problematic. But let's leave it at that note because you and I, two goat. We're not lamb, dude. We're goat.
Uh, well, let's try to get Travis Kalanick, Kalanick on the pod. A fellow goat.
Mm-hmm. You'll never catch me
Some
riding a
juicy.
lift, bro.
Yeah,
Never.
dude. Uber Black every time.
Yeah, man.
Damn.
Damn. Well, it's good talking to you, Ty. Thank you, Brad, for listening. Sign the petition, and
Mm-hmm.
arrivederci.
Ciao.